To become the greatest manager in the world, you have to win trophies. And so Dad and I are starting a race to complete the Glory Hunter Challenge. We have to be the first to win the top 5 leagues and cup competitions in Europe, as well as the Europa League and Champions League. So with Dad starting as the manager of Borussia Dortmund while I'm in the dugouts at Eintracht Frankfurt, the race is underway. Who can complete the Glory Hunter Challenge first and call themselves the best manager in the world? Right, Dad, Glory Hunter time.
Yes, I like these. My favourite.
Oh, yes. We have got to win the 5 trophies, the 5 leagues, the best in Europe, of course, as well as the cup competitions and the Europa League and the Champions League. And it's the first one out of the 2 of us to do it. Now, we're starting off in Germany.
Yeah.
You are Borussia Dortmund. I'm Eintracht Frankfurt. So we're looking at the season preview. Second favourites. We've got the challenge, of course, of Bayern Munich in the league. We've also got, really, the challenge of Leverkusen and Leipzig being in around us as well. Very difficult league to win, but I think this is the perfect place to start for a Glory Hunter save.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Right, so Borussia Dortmund then. You didn't have that much money. No players on the ins for season number 1, as you can see here. So we're straight into the tactic. And you're setting out with a 4-3-3, dropping into a 4-2-3-1.
Yes. I mean, that's like, we've got good wingers in this team, good strikers. So I just want to make sort of a midfield sort of good, solid. I feel a good solid midfield, really. Yeah. And then out of possession, I'm dropping back down into the defensive midfielder role, really. Yeah. So just to sort of make it a little bit harder to get beat, really. But I think the defence is good enough. I didn't have to bring anybody in. I mean, I didn't have a lot of money, so I couldn't have brought anybody in that was going to go straight into my first team. Yeah. So I've just gone with what I feel is their best starting 11, really. Okay, well, Guirassy is obviously your star striker. Yeah. A man that can score a lot of goals if you get him going. Yeah. He's got 2 and 2 for you already in the league. Yes, he's got 6 start in the friendlies that you've played, so he can score a lot of goals. I'm hoping I've got the good one out of the ones that you can get out of him, really. Yeah, so, yeah. So Adeyemi, he's a lot of pace out on the wings. Julian Brandt, very creative type of player. So yeah, you got 2 very good players out on the wings, as you mentioned. I think your weakest position really is that centre midfield. Yeah. Pascal Gross is quite old now. He's 34 years of age, still decent. But Sabitzer and Nemecha are just like okay midfielders at this point. They're okay, and like you said, the old guy there, that's one sort of position I've really got to look at replacing next season. So I mean, really, I can just sort of concentrate. I feel like on the midfield, get possibly 2 good midfielders in next season. Yeah. Oh, you're planning to be here next season. If I need them, that is. I don't know yet. I'm just sort of thinking ahead at the moment. I'm not sort of. I don't think I'll win both trophies. But, well, you won't, because I will. So, yeah, you will be playing next season. Now, I am, of course, Eintracht Frankfurt, the greatest team in Germany. My favourite German team. No transfers in for me either. And we're setting up like this. So we've got that classic Brazilian narrow box formation, but with advanced wing-backs. Dropping into a 4-4-2. Now, Ritz Doan is one of their new signings this season. Ritsu Doan, he's classically a right winger. However, as you can see, he kind of mixes around, and he's even played left back at some point because he's very strong left-footed. He can kind of play in that centre midfield spot. Now, I've decided to lock him into that spot as a free role, which gives him a little bit of free reign. He can roam from the position. I'm actually asking him to stay wider as well, dribble more, make more runs and etc. Because I think he is going to be our most dangerous guy. But if we're looking at the best 11, he gets taken out for Mario Götze, who of course did score that World Cup final winning goal. But if we're looking at Mario Götze's attributes, I don't think necessarily we're looking at his prime years. 33 years of age, not exactly his prime years. So we've got the likes of Can Özcan, who I think is really good, but maybe lacks a little bit of pace and physicality in there. But we've got Wahi and Burkhardt up front, who I think might score us a fair amount of goals. Larson is very good in midfield. We've also got options on centre midfielder, as well as Oscar Højlund, Rasmus's brother, who is only 20. So there's a couple of young sort of Scandinavian midfielders that are in there that we could potentially rely on if we are here for
longer than a couple of seasons. But Fiat at the back is a monster. You got Schlotterbeck, I've got Arthur Fiat.
Yeah.
Two very good left-sided centre-backs.
Yeah, that's right. Definitely, yeah. It's definitely two that I do like signing as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I think I've got a good team. I don't think it's an amazing team, but with the likes of Rich Stoan playing in this role, I'm interested to see how he plays. I mean, on that wide midfield role on the out of possession, I'm excited to see how it plays out, really. So, start of the season. How have we begun this season? Because we have played 2 games in the league. Dad's won both of them so far. We're looking at my fixtures. Drew 0-0 to Offenheim, which isn't a bad result, to be honest. They got an okay team in this. Yeah. Beating Werder Bremen 4-2.
Good start there.
Very happy with that. Yeah. El Yawahi with 2 goals, Rich Stoan and Mario Götze. We scored 3 goals within 19 minutes. It was a great start. They've obviously got Victor Boniface, of course, Leverkusen's old player in their side, so it was always a dangerous one. And it looks like we did all right in the friendlies as well. Porto being our hardest one, we beat them. So it's a good sign and a good start for Eintracht Frankfurt. You won your first round
in your cup as well, DFB.
DFB Pokal, 4-0.
Yeah.
Very happy with that. If we're looking at your fixtures, though, Dad, the fixture schedule, here we go. We have got Bundesliga, 2 wins from 2. FC Pauli, 2-1. Union Berlin, 5-2.
Yeah,
some good results there.
Good start. I won my first round of the cup 4-0 as well. So.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pleased with that. Good start. Friendlies, I was doing well. Friendlies, I was scoring a lot of goals. So yeah. I'm pleased with that as well.
Now, of course, we're both also in the Champions League. I don't think we'll be winning the Champions League in Season 1, but stranger things has happened.
No.
Stranger things has happened.
I'm chasing that one as well, I think. Getting it done with.
But I think being in this division, we know Bayern Munich's going to be the most trickiest sort of opponent to overcome. It's all about when they have a slip up.
Yeah. One of us
taking advantage of it.
One of us is going to jump in there. Yeah.
Whether that be the DFB Pokal or the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Hopefully, one of us can get hold of a trophy within the first couple of years and make it really interesting. So let's see what happens season number 1. The good start to the season continued, and my Frankfurt side was creating chaos by defeating an out-of-form Bayern Munich 1-0 in the Bundesliga. Unfortunately for Dad, despite taking the lead against Bayern himself, they came back and eventually defeated Dad's Dortmund 3-1. It wasn't the worst thing that happened to Dad early doors, because a straight red card against Hanover after 14 minutes in the second round of the DFB Pokal seen him exit the competition early after they lost 1-0. However, even still with those 2 bad results, Dad's form in the Bundesliga has still been good, and he's in the title race. He is only a point behind the leaders, my Frankfurt side, because Bayern Munich have been awful this season so far and won less than 50% of their league fixtures by New Year. We still haven't played each other, and the first game of January is where we finally clashed, which means a lot more is on the line, and it's not just bragging rights. And as always, it seems between the 2 teams that me and Dad are managing, it has been a game for the neutral, as within the first half an hour we were both on the score sheet, and a former Dortmund wonder kid, Mario Götze, puts Frankfurt 2-1 up. The Bundesliga leaders then made it 3-1 through Nathaniel Brown, and we looked comfortable until Adeyemi caught us on the break with an amazing individual goal. With the score at 3-2 though, it was Adeyemi again who this time cut back and found the perfect cross to equalise in the 94th minute. A cracking game that doesn't do much for either of us in the title race. In the DFB Pokal, however, we were finally eliminated from the competition by Bayern Munich in the quarter-final stage by 4-2, meaning the domestic double was over for this season. In the Champions League, we managed to finish in the top 8. However, Dad's Dortmund did not and had a defeat against Inter Milan in the knockout playoff round to progress, as they unfortunately lost against them 4-2 in both legs. Whereas I lost in the round of 16, as I unfortunately got drawn against PSG in a tight 2-legged affair. So although the Champions League dream in Season 1 is over, we are both still chasing that Bundesliga title. However, Dad's March was very bad, and the losses meant that he dropped down into 3rd place, and with 7 games to go, he's 9 points behind me. Leipzig, who jumped into 2nd, is who I then played next, and after a tight game, we managed to defeat them 1-0. Meaning with just 3 games left, we need just a single point, and we have Dad to play very soon. However, we didn't need it to go to that fixture, as we lifted the Bundesliga title in the following match with a home victory against Hamburg. Good job too, because Dad absolutely stuffed us 3-0 in the following fixture. Well, when Bayern Munich have a bad year, somebody's got to step up.
Yes.
10 points.
I'm just looking at 13 points better than me. Oh, I'm so disappointed with that.
I'm absolutely buzzing with that. Eintracht Frankfurt. Oh, let's go. The second ever Bundesliga win, which is mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
1959 was the last.
Do you know, I didn't think either of us had a good enough side. I thought we'd have to at least one transfer window to get into that.
Yeah. Well, I've gone on and done it in season 1. Now, Bayern Munich did win the DFB Pokal, so we can't complete Germany straight away. And in the Champions League, we were knocked out by Paris Saint-Germain in the round of 16. Manchester City had gone on to beat Liverpool in the final of that. So it's a trophyless season number 1 for you, Dad.
Yes.
But it's a trophy for me. So if we're looking at how you finished in the season, knocked out in the knockout playoff round by Inter Milan as well, so we didn't either of us didn't get very far. Bayern Munich won in the final against Stuttgart. Neither of us even made the semi. I only made the quarters and was knocked out by Bayern Munich. And the third round, you still weren't even in it. So the second round is when you were knocked out by Hanover, who were in the second tier, by the way, the second Bundesliga.
You always find with this in Germany, you get knocked out quite early, don't you?
It's a tricky one. So life goes on for you at Borussia Dortmund to begin with.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, they sack you. I don't think they're going to sack you for finishing where you did. But Guirassy, maybe the only positive this season. Yes. 26 goals. We mentioned at the start of the season.
Yeah, I'm going to be happy with that.
Yeah.
And I'll, considering he's 30 as well, I still think there's a couple of more seasons in him as well. So
yeah,
if I do stay, it's a big if, I'll be happy with him being up front for me.
Yeah. I mean, it is only season 1.
Yeah, I know.
So
we're
all good.
I'm not sort of jumping ship too early.
Yeah. Adeyemi, 13 and 16. That's
I'm really
decent.
pleased with that. Yes.
I think the one
16.
to be disappointed with is Maximilian Bayer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's also a striker, so I guess it's one of those things. But he did play 27 games and only got 11 goals. Didn't exactly play well when he did. And he is a far better player than those numbers suggest, especially because of how good he is physically. His pace is
He's probably
is
one
electric.
of those players, though, if you stick him up front, he'd improve in quite a lot. But I'm not going to stick him up front when I got the other striker. The only way I'm going to do it is put 2 up front, isn't I?
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Yeah, don't know where yet.
All right, so recruitment. Let's have a look at your transfer budget. You got £75 million to play around with.
I didn't think they would support me that much, so
for season 2.
So I didn't do that well in the Champions League.
Yeah, which you might still have now, finishing in 3rd. Yeah, it would be Champions League.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich actually go into the Europa League, which is an interesting one, but they still have Vincent Kompany at the minute.
Yeah.
Ronnie Falali is Vincent Kompany's name on the game.
I could have done with them sacking them, and I could have jumped ship tonight.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it. We're going to take a look at the jobs in a minute. Let's just have a quick look at my Frankfurt side. The champions of the Bundesliga, Eintracht Frankfurt. Because, I mean, in season 1 doing that so well, but our top scorer only had 17 goals. Unbelievable, isn't it? Defensively, we were so good.
That's not a championship winning team there, is it?
Not at all. 17 goals, 11 assists for Jonathan Burkhardt, who's done very well there, don't get me wrong. But El Yawahi, only 13, kind of disappointing, to be honest. Ritsu Doan, who I locked in, of course, into that centre attacking midfield role, did okay. Nothing special. Didn't even play that naturally now. Still. So, yeah, I don't know. Nathaniel Brown and Christensen, our 2 fullbacks, have done very well in terms of assists. 16 and 12. Very good from them. I don't know who they're assisting because nobody's bloody scoring goals. But it doesn't matter because all that does matter is we are Bundesliga champions. So if we're looking at this, you can see why I want it.
Yes.
Most clean sheets, 16 clean sheets.
That does help. That's a hell of a lot of clean sheets, isn't it?
Almost 50% of the games
Yes.
out of the 34 games. You did score the most goals. So it does make for quite an interesting read, really, because, if we're going off the attacking goals-wise, you're up there. I'm second, but just 2 behind you. If we're going defensively and we're looking at clean sheets and who conceded the least, I conceded 34. So there must have been a lot of games where I conceded a lot of goals, and then the ones I didn't.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of clean sheets I got.
I was down in 7th, so that's what let me down.
And 10th for you in clean sheets,
yes.
Which is, again, what's let you down with only 10, whereas me and Leipzig had 16 there. So there we go. That's how I went on and won the Bundesliga without barely scoring any goals. But we did lose 6 games, we drew 3, and we still won by 10 points. That's unbelievable. The first trophy is going to be added to a trophy cabinet in the Glory Hunter in Season 1, and it's got an Eintracht Frankfurt badge on it. Absolutely buzzing with that. However, jobs. I notice a few of them coming up. You notice a few of them coming up. There are some big ones.
Oh, I can't believe that these big ones have come up already.
Arsenal, available. They finished in 4th place in the Premier League. We know how much you love them.
Do I?
Newcastle's an interesting one.
Yes,
That's Europa League.
Yeah.
That could be interesting. Inter Milan, 7th place.
I don't know whether I'm ready to go to Italy yet.
Yeah, that is your bait.
I don't think I'm...
Mine's the Premier League. If you remember, that FA Cup haunts me every single time. But Inter Milan and Juve, two very interesting ones. But the biggest one, Barcelona finishing in 4th place. 4th. You just can't believe it, can you?
No.
In the season number 1, 4th place, Bilbao had 5 more points than them. Atletico Madrid had 15 more points than them.
When you see where Real Madrid is, I mean, 29
13
points.
more points, yeah.
You can understand why they sacked the manager.
Unbelievable. So yeah, that's a massive deal, and I think it's going to be very obvious whether or not some of us are going to be applying for these jobs or not. So let's crack on with the summer of season number 2, because it looks like already, Glory Hunter, anything can happen.
Oh, definitely.
As predicted, I decided to apply for both of the jobs I thought would be perfect opportunities in Barcelona and Inter Milan. And after seeing this, Dad decided to go one step further and apply for 4 different jobs that were on the market in an attempt to find somewhere where he could pick up his first trophy. Because of course, after the league title win in Germany, I have taken the lead and won the first one. After a few weeks of waiting, however, on the same day, both Inter Milan and Barcelona both approached me for an interview to become their new manager. Dad was unfortunately unsuccessful at Juventus, Inter Milan and Arsenal, but he did get an interview at Barcelona himself. However, given my success in the first season, he wasn't too hopeful, and even I had the choice of both Inter Milan and Barcelona, deciding to go to Spain. One thing that I didn't realise upon accepting the Barcelona role was that Robert Lewandowski had already retired and left the club, meaning we had 0 natural number 9s in the squad. We had a great budget to play around with, but when searching the market for a striker replacement, nobody really stood out as a good option for me. Dad also had a good budget and some bids were going in to bring in some new faces, but Dad was also thinking about what system would work best at Borussia Dortmund. But at least the signing of my dad's right-hand man Frank Kessie was complete. I actually signed 2 big signings on the same day, with Scott McTominay and Mickey van der Ven joining Barcelona, which had me cooking up something crazy. My plan was to utilise McTominay as a shadow striker and use the inside forward and the wide forward as my attacking striker replacements, but call me crazy because it started off really well. As on the opening day of the season, my Barcelona side beat Real Valladolid 9-1 to kick off the Omega Luke era at the new camp. And Scott McTominay has been absolutely elite in that role as a new focal point of our Barcelona setup. As much as Dad was hoping to get off to a great start himself in Germany after taking the lead against Stuttgart on the opening day 2-0, they were very lackluster at defending and ended up drawing the fixture 2-2. Even still, with me out of the country and enjoying myself in Spain, Dad needs to step up this season and win a trophy. Well, Dad, if you had told me 2 years ago that Scott McTominay would be the best player in the world, I would have laughed in your face. But here we are, a couple of years later, and he is winning the Serie A MVP. He is signing for Barcelona for £104 million, and he is basically allowing us to, we lose Lewandowski? No worries. We've got Scott McTominay. 3 goals, 3 assists, the player of the match in a strikerless formation that started very well for us here at Barcelona.
I'm speechless, mate. Absolutely speechless. Not just the tactic, but you signing in for over 100 million.
I know. Well, the thing is, when I was looking, as soon as I joined Barcelona, big mistake was not checking to see their squad when I applied for the job and then accepted it. Because in my head, we're season 2. Well, we've only had 1 season.
Yeah.
Lewandowski should be still there.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
You would think so. But apparently not. Because Robert Lewandowski just does not exist anymore. He completely retired.
Yeah.
Just gone in season number 1.
Well, the rumour is Harry Kane's going to take over there, isn't he?
Well, I could have gone for him, to be honest. But yeah, can't even type in Robert Lewandowski. Just literally just didn't exist.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
So I was like, right, well, what am I going to do now? So when I was going through the strikers, there was nobody in the world that I could find that I was like, they're on like Barcelona's level of a striker, while I had the striker bit locked, other than Atletico Madrid's Julian Alvarez. However, he was my whole budget.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it going, nah, it's maybe a little bit too much.
I mean, the good thing about buying him, if you could have afforded it, it really weakened that side, didn't it?
Yeah. Lautaro Martinez at the time was not appearing because he had signed a new contract, I think, at some point in the January. So he wouldn't have signed at that point because I inquired. He's now there, which is rather annoying. But when I was then just going, okay, let's type in the attributes for the striker, one man cropped up and I was like, that's who I'm going to get. And it was Scott McTominay. And if you're looking at his attributes, he is fantastic.
You just look at him a different
He's very
way now,
good.
don't you? I'm looking at that now thinking, if you didn't put his name at the top and his picture there, I'd be thinking, I'm going to sign that guy.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Yes.
So, yeah, I brought Scott McTominay in for quite a lot of money, I must admit. He was very expensive, 104 million. But he did join with Mickey van de Ven.
I mean,
so I also
me,
bringing him in too.
That's a good signing.
Yeah. Because there was one real weakness outside not having not having a striker at all in the side was left-sided centre-back. We're playing Andres Christensen, not quite as good. We've got Pau Kabasi, a youngster in there. Let's stick Mickey van de Ven next to him. The rapid pace of 20 pace in there. Very good defender. And then we had a little bit left over because we also sold a couple of players. Roger Fernandez from Al Ittihad is sort of a substitute who can fill in on both sides, both wings. And he'd be okay with. He's happy with coming off the bench, which we're absolutely fine with. So, setting up in this, I mean, it's a bit bonkers, I know, but I tell you what, it's working. It's working. 3 games from 3, and we have won all 3 of them, and we are scoring goals as well. Real Valladolid 9-1, Granada 4-1, Bilbao, who finished above us last season, 4-1. I think the move to Barcelona was a good one.
I can't argue with that. I tried it, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah. So, unfortunately for you, Dad, I got the job.
Sign Scott.
Well, you wouldn't have. No, that's it. But, I mean, he's done the business. Every single game he's had some kind of goal contribution.
I can't say too much at the moment if he's scoring goals, so I'm going to...
Yeah.
Stay speechless, I think.
Yeah, taking the limelight from Lamine Yamal, I think, at the minute.
Definitely, yeah.
Now, Dad, you stayed at Dortmund.
Yeah,
not by choice. You had to.
Well, I went for a couple of the big teams, couldn't get the job, and obviously it was going to be favoured that you just won the league, and so you're going to be that one step ahead of me.
Yeah.
So, but I took a chance to see what happened, and I didn't get the job. So no, I'm quite happy to stay there. They gave me a good budget to work with.
They did.
So
still got spent 120 million in total.
I got a bit of work still to do, and I'll tell you what, I'm quite happy with the signings that I've made.
I mean, elephant in the room, Frank Kessie.
Get in. Start at 26 and bring my mate in.
Yeah.
So he's really pleased to come and help me out. He won't get into my first team, I don't think, but he's definitely going to make my midfield a lot stronger as a squad. I mean, like we said in the first season, that could have been my little bit of a weakness. Mm-hmm. That's what I concentrated on. Making that sort of like position a bit more stronger in my team, and the right-sided centre back I think I felt I needed as well. So that was all I sort of went for my signings for, really.
Okay, well,
but get Big Frank in, he'll do the job for me. I always win a league when Big Frank's with me.
It's your version of Scott McTominay.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
same age. Yeah, both 29. Mine just cost me an extra 100 million man more.
Yeah.
This was a free transfer. But Frank Kessie, here he is in Glory Hunter, yet again, popping up.
Yeah.
Haraldson from Lille, very good player that you've brought in, 23. Yes. That's not hair dye. He's Icelandic, so he can play from the left, he can play centre mid, play centre attack midfielder.
Straight down through the middle, that's what I've got him in there for.
Great mentals. Only real weakness, he's slightly weak on the ball, but, you know, he's 5'11", he's a tricky player on the ball, great passing ability.
Good bit of flair as well in there as well, so
very good player.
Good sign, I feel that one was.
Josip Salisic making Bayern Munich ever so slightly weaker, bringing a centre back in from them. So
I mean, he was a fringe player for Bayern Munich, so they were saying to me. So, but he'll run it in my first team, I feel, on the right hand side.
Can also cover right back as well if you needs be. De Ketelaere is an interesting one. I like that.
Yeah.
Charles De Ketelaere.
I'm just looking at him thinking, I might change my tactic. He might just slip into that role as the attacker with him. But if I don't change a tactic, he's definitely going to be the attacking midfielder that I could do with as well, really.
6'4", left-footed.
He's a big guy, isn't he?
Yeah, not bad in the air. Great passer.
Flair's 14 of us. I still think that's good, really.
Yeah, and then to kick things out, we've got Justin Lerma, just £3.5 million. Bit of just a one for the future, even though you don't plan to be here for very long.
That's right, yeah. I mean, I had a little bit of money left over, and I thought, well, I'm not going to sort of like just leave it there when I can get a young lad like this in, and he, like you say, one for the future. He can be really good, really. And it just sort of makes the bench a little bit more stronger.
All right, so match day then, your squad. You mentioned the tactical change. You've gone for a 4-2-2 with that 4-2-3-1 out of possession.
I feel like my midfield is a little bit stronger than what they were, so I've done away with having the defensive midfielder in there and gone for an extra striker.
Yeah, Di Catalare, it says he's on the right there, but obviously Julian Brandt played there quite a lot. I imagine this will change quite a lot as the season goes on.
I feel that's
Di
what it'll do.
Di Catalare flowing in around these positions.
All around, really.
Yeah. How have you started this season, though? Because if we're looking at the fixtures, you've obviously had a tricky start with Stuttgart at home. They've pinched a draw out of you there, so you have dropped points.
Two late goals,
outside of that, a 13-0 win.
Yeah, and the couple started well.
Yeah, got to get past the second round.
Yeah.
Hertha Berlin 3-1, which is a good one.
Yes. I think that's a good win. So
Di Catalare with
not too bad. It's the same sort of start as what you had last season. I won every game, and I think didn't you draw one game last season?
Yeah.
So it's the same start as what you had last season.
Got Freiburg next round in the cup though.
Yeah,
which
that could be a tricky one for me.
Yeah, they have just been relegated.
I've had a quiet word with my assistant manager, and I've told him to make sure he plays the strongest team.
Well, let's see if he listens.
Make sure Frankie's in it.
Yeah. Of course, Arsenal were managerless at the start of the season. They've got Luis Enrique, which is an interesting one because
that's going to make them really hard to pick,
that made the PSG job come up, and neither of us went for that, which was maybe a bit of a miss on our part.
Yeah.
I think I had already moved to that point. I don't think PSG would have considered you.
No, I don't think they did. So it didn't. I don't think they advertised it anyway. So that's why we didn't see it.
Yeah, and then of course, if we're looking at, we'll stick with the same league actually, and we'll have a look at the Bundesliga because Bayern Munich were very poor last year, stuck with Vincent Kompany, which I was very surprised with, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So that's an interesting one. The PSG. Let's see who the manager is there now. Antonio Conte. So a little bit of managerial movements going on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I used to rate him as a manager until he came to Spurs.
Yeah, Inter Milan was another job that became available. They've now got Oli Werner as their manager. I'll be honest, I didn't know who he was. He was the Leipzig manager, so Leipzig job also came up too. Yeah. So they've switched around their managers. I think they rejected you, unfortunately. I think they offered me the job at the same time as the Barcelona one.
Yeah.
That was an easy decision.
I wasn't disappointed they rejected me.
Yeah, so it's avoiding.
I think it was a bit too
Italian
early.
Yeah,
my head's not round it at the moment.
Yeah, there we go. We've already season number 2 moved club, and we're looking at Scott McTominay in a strikerless formation at Barcelona. What is going on? It's FM26. It's Glory Hunter. Make sure you press that subscribe button if you're excited for this series. You don't know what's going to happen next. Let's see what happens. Season number 2. Dad was mainly focusing on the league this season. His main problem was that Bayern Munich started the year very well compared to last season. When I faced Real Madrid in the El Clasico fixture, it finished 0-0. But my other matches in La Liga, we were incredibly clinical with our front three all chipping in. Real Madrid did drop quite a few points by the halfway mark, and we were sat 8 points clear in La Liga going into the new year. Dad was on the chase in the Bundesliga as Bayern had opened up a 6-point gap from them. We were also firm favourites to win the Copa del Rey as we won our semi-finals 16-1 on aggregate, and we were either going to face Betis or Celta Vigo. For Dad to do the same in the DFB Pokal, he would have to knock out the league leaders Bayern Munich. And Dad wasn't exactly on the best form as even Gladbach knocked him out of the Champions League knockout playoff round 5-4 on aggregate, while also dropping down to 3rd place again in the Bundesliga after a bad run of form. Remarkably, Dad's Dortmund side had a great push towards the end of the season, and in the semi-final against Bayern Munich, they absolutely destroyed their rivals, winning 3-0 on the night and sending them through to the DFB Pokal final. There was bad news for Dad, however, in Spain, as we had just defeated Real Madrid 1-0 at the Bernabeu to go and be crowned champions with 4 games remaining, as we opened up an 18-point gap in doing so. It also doesn't stop there, as we then complete the domestic double, as we also defeated Betis in the Copa del Rey final 1-0 to lift our 2nd trophy this season. And you know what they say, it comes in threes. And the third bit of unfortunate news for Dad is that we also knocked out Liverpool in the Champions League semi-final, and we attempt the treble. And so Dad had one task that he had to complete: win the DFB Pokal to get his first trophy. And in the final against Stuttgart, it only took 7 minutes to get on the score sheet and take the lead. It stayed 1-0 till a Stuttgart howler allowed De Ketelaere to double Dortmund's lead, and the game was over when a well-worked goal in the pocket of the right-hand side freed up Julian Brandt to smash in a third. And Dad was on the board for Glory Hunter, picking up his first trophy in season number 2. But I'm sure he is already panicking at the thought of me lifting the Champions League. And it was Arsenal who I will be facing in the final. Another team, of course, who changed their manager at the start of the season. And with how in form my Barcelona side was this year, and Arsenal finishing in second in the Premier League, I was definitely the favourite. Not even 5 minutes was on the clock before we took the lead from a 1-2 down the right, and eventually it was scored by Lamine Yamal. However, Arsenal responded pretty much from kickoff too, and in what was shaping up to be an exciting final, Ødegaard got the equaliser. It calmed down then for the next 30 minutes until Scott McTominay popped up with a sneaky second from inside the 6-yard box. And this is when we took control, and after working it down the left and hitting the post, we recycled it and Rafinha got a shot away to score a third. The second half came, and being 3-1 up, Arsenal stretched themselves pushing for a chance, and that's when we struck and scored a fourth to finish the game. And in just one season, I had created a 3-trophy gap between Dan and I and got the business done in Spain all in one season. With nothing left for me to do here, I'd be looking for a new job this summer. Treble winning season.
Did any of you guys see that coming? Because I didn't.
With Scott McTominay and a Strikerless.
God.
Unbelievable.
To be honest with you, I'm pleased that you beat Arsenal.
Yeah.
But I'm so disappointed you've won the
what
treble.
A season.
3 trophies in one season. God, that's 4 trophies now, isn't it?
Real Betis in the Copa del Rey.
2 seasons, I'm struggling.
La Liga champions, 107 points, 21 points more than Real Madrid.
Unbelievable.
Remember last season how bad like the difference was last season?
See, you got me thinking there, and I'm thinking to myself, well, you're not going to stay there because there's nothing else you can win, is it?
No.
So I just apply for the job and just not change a thing and just let it run.
Well, the interesting thing is, yes, I'll have to leave Barcelona. There's nothing else for me here to win. The jobs that are available, there's only one that at the minute is interesting, but I probably won't go for it. Because I'd look very weird if I went back to Eintracht Frankfurt. Because they finished in 7th place.
They finished in 7th place, so that means they didn't win the league. So I can see why they've sacked their manager.
Yeah, but Bayern Munich obviously retaining in Germany. But Real Madrid is available and Atletico Madrid. So all 3 of the biggest Spanish clubs are available. As soon as I resign,
you know
from
I'm going to pick the
Barcelona.
wrong one, don't you? You just know I'll pick the wrong one to go to.
Because all 3 of them are decent on this.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Atletico Madrid, Julian Alvarez, he's so good on the game that you can build a team around him and he can carry your side to the point of scoring enough goals to win the whole bloody thing.
Yeah.
But of course, Real Madrid are fantastic. I've proven this Barcelona team's very good. You just have to buy a striker because I know you won't do strikerless. So
no, if I get that job, I'm just leaving it.
Well, I ain't giving you the tactic. You'll have to try and build it yourself. £47 million is all that's there. So once I do resign, Real Madrid is there, Frankfurt is there, but they're the only 3 jobs there. But of course, as soon as I leave, all of the big managers in the world are going to be wanting those 3 jobs.
Yep.
I'm just going to wait to see what pops up.
Oh, something's going to pop up, isn't it? I mean, there's just the Real Madrid and Barcelona jobs. You're going to get the big guys going for that.
Yeah. Interesting. The idea of going back to Frankfurt would be quite funny for me because it's basically the same team. They've loaned a couple of players and stuff, but they basically got the same team there. So, I mean, I won the league with that.
Yes.
I wouldn't be that far away from doing anything else with it. I think they've got a couple of players. Like Johan Bonny, it looks like a new player that they've just brought in. So, yeah, I mean, can I win the cup there? Go back, win the cup, do the business with the team I started with, but going back, which is kind of a funny little story there.
Well, usually the German Cup is the hardest one out of the 2 to win, I always find.
Yeah.
And, I've got it in the bag already, so...
You have indeed. Congratulations.
Yes.
Your first trophy on the board.
Thank you very much.
Win the DFB Pokal. Let's have a look then. 52 goals in 52 games with 27 assists for Rafinha.
52 goals.
for the left winger.
This is the one.
Scott McTominay, 48 and 19.
Come on. Is anybody sort of said they're just striker, we're going to bang in 48 goals in a season?
32 and 31 for Lamine Yamal.
I mean, I can understand that. I can see that.
Yeah. Fermin, who come off the bench 18 times, started 30, 26 and 13. Unbelievable. 41 assists, by the way, from Alejandro Balde. 41 from the left back.
That's a hell of a good, isn't it?
Unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen that. That's absolutely mental. So, yeah. I mean, that was fun. Nice little season at Barcelona.
I wanted you to struggle somewhere. Christ almighty.
Well, I don't know where I'm going next. Anyway, let's have a look at your Borussia Dortmund side. They've won the DFB Pokal.
I'm pleased with that.
Fantastic win. 3-0 against Stuttgart in the final there on the final day of the German season. Very good, because it could have looked quite bad if you didn't win that, get into the final, and obviously not exactly coming close, really, to winning the Bundesliga again, because Bayern Munich stepped up. They beat by 14 points. Augsburg was in the middle somehow. They've done very well. The league table there looks very strange with Leipzig and Frankfurt so far down. Leverkusen there in 5th, obviously, but yeah, so far away from Bayern Munich.
It was a two-horse race, really. It should have been a two-horse race, but I still finished third.
Yeah. So, unfortunate for you. If you were to stay, you'd only have £33 million as well. Yeah, so, the temptation, I guess, would be to apply for those jobs that are coming up.
To be honest with you, with 3 big jobs like that, I'd be a mug not to apply for them again.
Yeah.
I mean, especially Barcelona, would they they turned me down last season, would they consider me again this season?
Well, you got 1 cup under your belt.
Yeah,
we took 1 trophy for them to consider me.
I mean, I've done. If you look at the league, I've been thereabouts in the league, and I've brought a trophy home. So I got a little bit of a sort of leeway with myself. So they might sort of think, yeah, he's worth a putt, really.
All right. Well,
please.
Season number 2 is all going to kick off for the summer of season number 3. So make sure you're subscribed so you do not miss it. But we've got some trophies to add to our trophy cabinet. So Dad puts his first trophy on the board with the DFB Pokal in Germany. However, I burst into the lead with my 1 year at Barcelona, and the pressure is on Dad now. Subscribe to find out if he can mount a strong comeback.